So I wanted to have a little discussion about the connection from fifth chakra, thyroid, mind and psychological aspects. Because in yoga, the bottom chakras all have their characteristics and their connection to the body, grounding, digestion, etc. When you get to the fifth, it's more of a connection to the mind. Although the body connection is stimulating metabolism of the cells, it goes into stimulating metabolism of brain cells as well. And something I have mentioned and seen in a lot of people, students, is that when they have been suppressed a lot as a child and don't express themselves, or they can't for fear of being hit by their parents or something, it creates a bit of a trauma, a suppression in expression, and I have seen this develop to thyroid issues and problems in many people. So since you deal with this at a psychological level of talking with people about their problems, and you've seen enough suppression and of these things, what's your opinion on this?
Yeah, I agree about these issues you were talking about. And yeah, we can think we live in a society. There are many patterns, yeah, like belief system, limited belief system that we think, we believe. We cannot say our truth sometimes because it could make someone feel sad, or someone can judgment us. So we have difficult to express ourselves in the truth way.
You think that's in general many people?
Yeah, in general, many people.
Yeah. Well, I
Yes.
see it going back to even when you start school, from preschool, where you're running around yelling and screaming and making all kinds of sounds, and when you go to school you're told to
Yeah.
be quiet now.
Yeah.
And that's already unnatural for a young child to stop expressing
Yeah.
themselves.
Or say, no, you cannot talk like this. You need to talk like,
Polite.
yeah, that model. So we cannot express ourself. You need to try to be in a model the society shows us.
Yeah.
And sometimes we can have difficult, actually, many people have difficult to be who the society is waiting for, and then we can block it here, or express a lot, like excess of expression, or we can block it. And then, for sure, many...
What do you mean by excessive expression?
Like talk a lot, or sometimes talk without sensitivity, like yet just share their thoughts, or just say without thinking before, in the impulsive way, and that we can hurt someone, or say things is not your truth, or is not what you were really feeling.
Yeah.
And
even in adult life of having a good job, your boss comes along and criticizes you, and you feel something about it, but you cannot just express that they're being stupid or whatever.
Or you are scared to lose your job.
Yeah.
If you express your feelings, and or just sometimes it's not express about what you think about your boss, but express like, today I think weak, I'm not too much happy, or many energy, I want to stay in my space, don't talk too much. Sometimes we can have difficult to express this because we think, oh, he can think I'm not good enough for this job. And many disease, for example, now came to my mind, anorexia, or bulimia, disease like this. It's really about this chakra. Usually people develop this disease. They have difficult to express themselves in their family or the context these people are living. And it's like if you have a stone here, so nothing go out like words, and nothing go in word like food, for example.
Okay.
Yeah, so many disease has a connection.
Connection to expression.
Yeah, connection to expression.
It's interesting also that in the yogic physiology or neurobiology, however you want to describe it, the connection between the chakras, the energy of the chakras, and body parts, elimination is connected to the fifth chakra, the ability to let things out. And there's a direct connection to the colon, and the impulse to vomit actually comes from here also. And most of you who've ever vomited will feel it. It kind of comes from here. So this is radical expression and elimination, which is connected to this chakra. So if you're suppressing that too much, it's going to suppress elimination, leading to some kind of constipation, and at some point blowing up. Lack of ability to let things out. Expression at the psychological level of expressing your feelings and saying what you think and feel.
Or some, yeah, exactly. I agree. This now I'm just thinking some clients and people have this symptoms like
vomiting.
Usually they have when they are like stuck, cannot express or just release, let it go something from our words.
Well, isn't the bulimic thing people eat and then throw up?
As well, yeah.
So that impulse, that's releasing of the fifth chakra. You can't express yourself, so then you eat and you let it out. So again, these are all symptoms of an unhealthy fifth chakra. And again, in yoga, the solution, there's postures and breathing, and then there's the use of sound, expression. And if you can't express yourself, then go and get a ukulele and play some songs and
like mantra
sing
yoga.
along. Yeah, it's like mantra. You know, taking it out of religious context of mantra and prayers, it's singing. Vibration, and because in singing you kind of go up and down a little bit more. In general talking, it's monotone, only kind of one general frequency. So opening up the range is kind of allowing the thyroid to be more flexible, more adaptable, and more functional. Because it can go from high temperature to low temperature. It governs your temperature because its metabolism and your temperature are connected.
And our body is so smart, because we need to express. It's a way to let it go or to manifest what we are feeling, think we want. Other thing is really common, like disease really common, is the psychosomatic. You know, when our body produce something like skin problems, or
you see that as psychosomatic, that it's because of a
it's really
mental,
about
emotional,
super emotional, and it's really about expression as well. People usually have difficult to share. For example, if you are living in a house with your parents or who are living with you, and it's been really hard for you, many discussion, aggressive, psychological aggressive issues, and you don't have a space to say, oh, it's been hard for me, I don't like this, or I just want to cry, or express your anger or your fears. And what's happened? Your body does this job for you, because we need to release.
So it's another psychological, psychosomatic connection. So that can be happening at each chakra level in different ways. So we'll cover that more as we go through the chakras. I want to add a point that, because I've had children and I watch them grow up, and when they start talking, their thinking and their talking are interlinked. They think out loud. They're not thinking separately from when they're talking. They can't. They haven't yet divided that. And that's a very natural way of. It's a sound in your head that comes out your mouth, and you're learning to say words and make these different sounds. And children do this in a very healthy way until we suppress them. And there's a lot of thyroid problems in the world today, especially in Western culture. So much of it has to do with this. We've stopped expressing ourselves, and we're sitting at an office job in frustration. Or these days, maybe we're not sitting at an office job. We're not doing anything. We need to use all body parts, including the voice and the throat.
Yeah, and have a space to express yourself, because many cultures good don't give space for children, for example, to express themselves. You need to do this and shut up, go to your room and stay there all day.
Same thing as I said, you go to school, you start school, okay, now be quiet, now you can yell and play when you go for recess outside, but now just reading, writing, arithmetic, and do it quietly. And this creates this blockage of expression, which then carries on through life. We don't express enough of what we're thinking and feeling.
Yeah, and it's super connected with the first chakra, what we were talking. We were talking about Vishuddha, but what give Vishuddha base, base to express. It's the first chakra. It is the connection, like it's a question.
Well, self-expression, expressing yourself from the inside, how you think and how you feel. It suppresses your individuality as well, and go with the flow of other people, whatever they're saying. And because we've been taught not to express or even to question things, it goes into a society that everybody's following someone else and everyone's listening to entertainment, but the expression, the creativity that comes with expression is also suppressed. Like that. So we have a society that's dependent on some people in Hollywood creating entertainment that the rest of us are just watching. So we're not partaking in the creativity, which is part of this expression.
Yeah, and creativity comes from here.
Okay, good for now. We'll have more discussions on other chakras as we go along.
Okay, thank you.
That's all. This class on thyroid issues. So obviously the thyroid up here in the throat. It is the thyroid with parathyroid glands inside. These control your rate of metabolism, which is the speed at which your cells are active, creating energy and doing their thing. It also includes the activity of brain cells, which can be hyperactive when you have a hyperactive thyroid. So we're going to do a few things to balance it out, essentially. If it's hyper, you got too much energy, you can't slow down, thinking too much, and you're usually underweight or skinny. If it's underactive, everything is too sluggish, the cells are not very active, so you end up storing fat instead of burning it off and using it. So what we're going to do is start off with upper section of the breath. So you can sit cross-legged, you can sit in this position, you can sit in the chair for this. Your health issues do not demand that you do any kind of advanced yoga practices, but you might take an interest in doing some of these things later on. So upper section of the breath is done with the upper section. The whole chest rises and falls like this. I touch on this during the classes on the autoimmune system and malfunctions of that system also, because it has to do with circulation of lymphatic fluids in this upper section that go back into the bloodstream, pumping the fluids through the lymph nodes and back. So that's for the autoimmune system. Now we're dealing more specifically with the neck area. Observe how Joanna's keep breathing, coming up and down. Now, many people have a little bit of a struggle with this. They're uptight in this area. So I'm just going to show you an easy way of assisting somebody who can't do this very well. And it's taking them by the shoulders and on in-breath, lifting the shoulders and pulling back a little bit. And on the exhalation, forward and down. I have my thigh up against her spine, not my knee in her back, but my thigh. Let's just turn sideways so you can see this from a side angle, how much motion is involved here. My thigh against her spine and pulling the shoulders up and back. Exhaling. So you can do this for a number of times. You choose a number, let's say you do it 10 times today. Tomorrow you can do it 11, 12 times and work your way up to be able to do this 50 times. And you're concentrated on feeling this area. You're creating more circulation of blood and lymph in this area, which is affecting the thyroid and parathyroids. Getting circulation to the area is important part. The air is coming into your lungs, the oxygen into the bloodstream, and you are circulating blood that has a high oxygen content. This instigates rejuvenation of the cells within the thyroid. Okay, we're going to go into simple movements. I'll do it sideways and Joanna will be head on, so you get two different angles of what we're doing here. We've done this upper section breath, which is empowering the area. The nerve groups and the brain get a higher level of prana, which is electrical energy, essentially. And then the oxygen goes into the bloodstream and we're bringing it here. Now we do a little bit more movement just with this area, bringing the head up and back. So you can feel there's a bit of a stretch in the front of your neck here. The area around the thyroid is being opened and stretched. And then we hang the head down, kind of compressing the area. Then we're going to take it over to the side. So I roll my head over the right shoulder to the back. I'm inhaling all the way here. And exhaling back over the other shoulder to the front again. A couple more times. If you are having issues with the thyroid, which actually has become a major problem in today's society, you want to do more than just 3 or 4 of these, but maybe several times a day, sit and run through this routine. We're only doing a few of each, but if you do this a few times per day, you're preventing the stress buildup in this area. You're refreshing the area with oxygen and good circulation, discharging stress tension. Let's reverse, go up over the left shoulder. Down across the right, exhaling all the way, chin comes down to your chest, in breath, going back up. If you've had some kind of a neck injury or something, then you just go very gently with this. Next time you come back up to the center, we just take the head and turn it to look over to the right side and over to the left side. This is effectively wringing out or squeezing out the neck area and then releasing that squeeze. The breathing remains deep, and we still have a certain amount of attention that we're placing up here to feel this upper section is actually moving quite a bit with the breath. Okay, so we have oxygenated the bloodstream as well as the lymphatic system, which is the other fluid system of our body. And we've created more circulation by doing these movements. Now we're going to do a pose, a posture called the fish. I'll show you a couple of variations on this. Done by leaning back. I'll go a bit of an angle so you can see it better. And from here, I'm hanging my head behind me. My shoulders and chest are propped up, head comes up. And I lower top of the head onto my mat. And then I kind of prop with the arms, the elbows lifting up, tucking the head further on. Now my neck is fairly stretched here. I'm doing the same upper section of the breath. Keep doing it a couple more times. Okay, can I get you to flip around, Joanna? And good. Yeah, I think you're still in the camera field. So propping up, you're raising the chest. The head goes under a little bit further, so you got the stretch in here. And now you do the upper section of breath, and you feel with every in and out breath that there's something being stretched and released up in the neck, right around the thyroid gland. Now we're going to add another element, which is part of the neck area. If you're just thinking physiology, the thyroid, parathyroids, the voice box is right in there. When you are expressing, when you are vibrating, the vibration affects the thyroid gland. So expression, singing, humming, chanting, if you do chanting, all of these things are very helpful. So we're going to get Joanna in this position to take a breath and hum it out. Just a hum in, hum out. Humming. It's just vibrating. One of the problems with the thyroid and our voice is we suppress a lot. We are suppressed in our expression from the time we begin school to when you get a job, etc. It influences the thyroid. It cannot function fully if it doesn't have a range of vibration. Another couple of breaths. Now, this might be a difficult position for some people, so we're just going to lift you up a little bit. I'm going to put a cushion under her back, and then you're lying down over the cushion and just hanging your head over the edge. It's a bit more comfortable. I could use another cushion to prop it up better. In fact, I will go get one. You can just take a few breaths. Keep humming. I don't hear it. Okay, lift you up again. So I'm using two little bolsters. So now you can see the head is hanging further over. We have the thyroid in here and hum out with the exhalation. Now try just the upper section of breath. Good. This is a pose called the fish. The more advanced is done with the arms under your back, under your buttocks, and your legs crossed. We don't need to do that. Okay, one more breath. So the vibration activates the thyroid, stimulates it. We've already increased the oxygen supply, and she is breathing deeply as she does it. So the oxygen level remains high. The oxygen level remaining high is a key to rejuvenation of all body cells. When they don't get their oxygen, they degenerate, which is the opposite of rejuvenate. Okay, lift up a little bit. I'm going to take the cushions out, lie back down. And now, just rock your head side to side. You're still breathing. One side and to the other. Just easily rocking your head. So we're back into just an easygoing movement, circulation. So from here we go into a slightly more advanced position called shoulder stand. We're going to do an easy version of the shoulder stand. What we were doing in the fish is more stimulating and activating the thyroid to do more, to produce more thyroxine, etc. Now what we do is relaxing the thyroid. And we need to take it both ways. Stimulating and relaxation, and then it will balance itself in the middle. So the easy shoulder stand, again, if you are not an adept at yoga practice, you can put some pillows under your butt so you're a little bit lifted like this. In yoga, you use your hands, you support the hips. Full shoulder stand is going much higher up and straight. We're not trying that, we're just coming to a bent position. This is easy shoulder stand. And your legs are at a 45-degree angle to the floor, and so is your back. Now we breathe deep. Your neck is down on the floor. The weight of your body is on your shoulders, not on your neck. So you've got a good blood flow flushing all the way through your neck into your head. You want to keep the blood flow highly oxygenated. Breathing as deep as you can. You try and straighten your back as much as possible. Again, this position, once it becomes comfortable, you can actually do this for long periods of time. It's also quite rejuvenating for the whole cardiovascular system. The bloods and the veins, in the veins and arteries in your body have a chance to rejuvenate. Their little tubes and go from big arteries down to small ones, down to arterioles, down to capillaries. Focus on the thyroid. Try a little bit of humming in this position as well. Also, if you want to do this with more support of some blocks and bolsters behind you, feel free to do that. Accommodate the position so that you can be in this kind of inversion with your head and your neck down, your feet up. Coming back up, we relax, and let's just do a little bend to each side. In breath going one way, out breath the other way. And the twist to each side. Then relax. Take your breath into a full, complete 3-part breath. Relax and feel good about yourself. You've just done something that is known to be very beneficial for what we call Vishuddha chakra in yoga. And it's an energy force that governs this whole area between your head and your heart. So this only took us, whatever that was, 10 or 15 minutes. It's a very good daily practice if you have thyroid issues, and I've worked with people who have these kind of problems and seen dramatic changes within a couple of weeks just by doing these simple things. So take that and add it to your day if you need to, and we'll see you in the next session or continuation of this one. We may throw in a little bit of visual concentration to engage the mind with this body function. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Now we go into a simple concentration technique that is known to trigger certain reactions in our brain chemistry through influence on the pineal gland. Simply looking, observing, looking by staring at the center of the mandala, and you can breathe into a specific rhythm of, let's say, 4 beats to an in-breath and 4 to an out-breath while looking. You can also hum on the out-breath to stimulate and activate the thyroid. So, slowly breathing in and out, focusing, seeing the changing colors. Just be the observer. Notice everything that you are seeing, that you are feeling, and be with the experience.
Goodbye, dirty corners, copper still stuck to me, lacy wine and hard to reach, and I could write it mixed up morning and hands upon these shoulders, heavy still not knowing, and would it serve you? How could it serve you? Would it serve you?